Welcome to another episode with us here at Charente Living. This week, watch the transformation of our grand dining room and stay tuned as we not only bring you through the renovation process, but we invite you to see the big reveal and also to join us for a very special dinner at the end of the video. Great to have you all along with us. We're here in our dining room and we're so happy to show it to everybody. Being here in France is so special after many of the previous episodes we have been narrating our renovations from back in Helsinki. But it feels really nice to be in situ and being able to show you everything we have done.
This room was the first bedroom even. It was a kitchen, it was a dining room, it was everything. So we literally lived in this room and renovated the house elsewhere. It was really gloomy for a long time, as of course all the other rooms as well when they were under renovation. We started everything from this room, like we started to take down the wallpapers from here, and in the pictures the wallpapers looked quite fine, which we had here before, and we got many comments that, oh, please do leave the wallpapers which are originally there, but only if they saw them in real life, because many years this house had been abandoned, so they were really moist and bubbly and moldy. So we ended up taking the wallpaper off really as quick as we could. It was the first job we did in the whole house, and just to have some kind of clean surface. And when the wallpapers were taken down, especially this part of the room was really damp and really badly stained, I should say. Yeah. And when we started to paint this wall, we thought that we can cover the stains with the paint, but we did it maybe 5-6 times, and only then we realized that actually those moist stains, they just keep coming through. Even the wall was already dried and there was no anymore leakage coming to here, but these moist stains, they just keep coming through the paint over and over again. And then we bought that, what is it called? It's like an anti-moisture paint or anti-damp paint. You often find it for painting bathrooms, and we were advised to go with this, and that finally seemed to cover the stain. And to give a little bit of context, just to follow on from that, this was still done almost, not quite, but coming soon to 3 years ago, well, 2.5 years ago maybe, when we were painting this room, knowing we really wanted to let the house dry as much as possible after getting the new roof, that we knew we were not going to wallpaper this room until we felt really secure that the house was a bit more dry, and that's why we were looking to paint it and to feel fresh during that period of time. The next thing after taking down the wallpapers and doing the first coats of wall paint, we tackled the floor. It was very dark and stained, and of course there had been a big rock on the floor which made this kind of a sunburned and not burnt area very visible there on the floor. It was greyish even, and it looked like it has gone really bad, the whole floor. Yeah, and it was again one of these things that you said, or we said, should we really sand it, because it's kind of original, and when we used to wash it and just run the mop over it, it would be so beautiful and shiny, and we said, oh, if it just stayed like this we would be very happy. But then when we really did sand it, we realized, why would we ever have kept the way it used to be? Now it's clean and we feel it's our kind of new layer of the wood, and it came up really nicely. The warm wood color came out nice right away when we started to sand, and it was so rewarding to sand it and get square meter by square meter this fresh wood out. Even the smell of the fresh wood came out, like Yeah.
instead of that damp smell. Then we just did a couple of coats of varnish on top of it.
Yeah, this was the part that I was really afraid of because I had never varnished before, and I was thinking, gosh, when we start, we just have to keep going, and how do we do it, and what if we make a mistake? But I couldn't believe how easy it was. It was one of the easiest things in the whole renovation process to put on. It's called vitrification in French. That was on the pot.
And we used this non-glossy one. What is it?
Matte.
Matte, yes. Matte varnish, which we like a lot in this room.
One funny story to tell, when we were just finished the varnishing process, is we needed to run out to the shop, or were we running to friends for dinner, and of course we're so organised and really put together, so we realised that your phone was on the mantelpiece and the full room was wet, so we had to somehow get the phone. I can't remember how I got the phone, but we got the phone, and then we were just ready to go, and we said, where are the car key and the keys of the house to lock the door? And they were also sitting on the mantelpiece. So again, we had to do this special operation with the
broom?
The broom, yeah, to try and get it, and then go out this small little door which we have here, which leads down to the cellar, but thankfully there's another door the opposite side of the staircase, so we were able to get out, and that was one of our real highlight moment of doing this room.
Then we needed to fix the ceiling as well. The ceiling was dropping from here and there, and the plaster was in bad condition. We did not want to drop the whole plaster down and start from the beginning, but we wanted to just try the patching here and there, and so those places which were kind of falling down, we ensured that the area around is steady enough, so we dropped that much plaster down, which was about to fall, and then we started to fill it layer by layer.
We would have to sacrifice the old rosette in the middle if we wanted a brand new ceiling, and I would prefer to have holes in the ceiling with the rosette than without. So
we need to paint once more the whole ceiling to make it more even.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll ever be perfect, but we don't want perfect in this house. We want it to retain character, and every surface doesn't need to be so smooth.
One thing we like in this room is the paneling on the walls.
It gives real character to the room and a sense of formality, and again this old world feeling.
In addition to the paneling, we have beautiful cornicing or molding, or how you call it, going around the room.
Yeah, it's something I haven't seen before, as it's actually made from wood and not plaster. But it's really beautiful, and that and the moulding below we decided to paint in a gloss white. So there's a beautiful sheen of the top and the bottom when the light catches both. And this room is not super bright even in the summer, but it just gets this nice diffusion of natural light coming in.
And this gloss white has been a very nice choice, because we originally wanted a bit off-white, and we kind of accidentally bought this very bright white. But already in 2 years it has turned more to this off-white, which we actually like very much.
One other small detail which we really like, as I mentioned before when we talked about the keys, is we have this beautiful little door that leads to the cellar. Unfortunately, we do not have a wine stock in the cellar as of yet, but it's great when the vast quantities of good Bordeaux bottles are down there. We can just hop down via this little small door and grab what we need.
Of course, the room wouldn't be completed without the furniture. We found a very nice old chandelier from the local antique shop. It certainly has seen better days, but for us it was a very sympathetic version of a chandelier, and we just couldn't leave it in the shop but take it and put it in the ceiling.
We knew we wanted a large dining table. The shape of the room is long and narrow, and we wanted the table to reflect that, and we hope to have many great dinner parties here, so we wanted to be able to seat as many people as we could. It really fits perfectly in the space here, and I think it would be what one might describe as Louis XV style, with these I think you say courbaille legs, this curve of the leg, and echoing this time of Rococo with the shell detail, and it just works very beautiful. In contrast to that, then, we have been so lucky to find 12 matching dining chairs. We don't have them all around the table at the moment, but to find a matching set of 12, we were so lucky. And they're slightly later style, I think, in this neoclassical style, but they still seem to marry, I think, quite nicely with the table. We found this beautiful cabinet, again from one of the local antique stores, and it was just so different and beautiful. The colouring and the shape and just everything about it was just calling to us. Even though it will not be its final resting place here, we have plans to move this into the future kitchen. But for now it has served really well here, keeping all of our treasures safe.
More or less like 2 years, and actually 2 years, we had this room just white, painted, and then last summer we finally wallpapered this room. Although we bought the wallpaper already, I think it was one of the first things to buy to the house. We found this wallpaper from Finland, and we liked it because it's very light. It still has that old-fashioned pattern, and it's just very light.
Yeah, it has a softness to it, and it's grey in some light, and it's a kind of a light green in other lights. And at the time we were binge watching Downton Abbey, and we were also inspired by their colour scheme in there, and I think in one of their living rooms or grand salons they had a similar light green, and we really liked.
Was it even a drawing room?
Maybe one of those many rooms they have.
Yeah.
But we are very happy how it turned out.
After a little bit of work, it's time to sit down for dinner in our renewed dining room.
We must say we're very happy with how it has turned out, and we hope you all would agree that it's slightly different from where we started.
To celebrate this, we have chosen a very special dinner from the cart.
Yeah, a la carte tonight. And it would be what one might say a homage to where we started with this house, and we never want to forget how we started and always stay humble to our beginnings in this renovation.
So this dinner is something that we have eaten for so many evenings and so many days, both lunches and dinners.
So we thought it fitting to have our first grand dinner with you with this certain menu option. But it must be ready by now. Have you heard anything from the kitchen?
I haven't heard, but I smell this delicious smell coming from the kitchen, so it must be ready.
Garçon? So, after a bit of a delay in the kitchen, dinner has finally been served.
Yes, cannot wait to start it. What did you order?
I ordered riz au poulet et aux champignons, which is rice with chicken and a couple of mushrooms.
Okay.
And I could never guess what that could be.
Well, this is hachis parmentière purée à la crème fraîche.
Oh, we're very posh.
Yes. In English, that is shepherd's pie.
So, we have had many a microwave meal in this house while on the journey to have real food and a real kitchen.
Yes.
So we thought this was the perfect option tonight to relive those memories.
And not only we have this new dining room, we also have created a kitchen. And in the following episodes, you can follow and see how we made that space.
That has lots of work still to do, but we have made a good start on it.
Yes.
So we will say cheers.
Cheers. And this warm food will warm us up, as you might see.
It's freezing in here.
It's probably like 9 degrees
Maybe.
inside.
But
Well,
cheers
it's
to you
winter.
all.
Cheers. Lovely, actually.
It's very nice.
And now to my hachis. Which ones? You
The
thought?
dinner ones.
What is dinner?
Yeah,
Bigger
the bigger ones.
What is this one?
Salad, which we're not having.
I hope they didn't hear that.
Okay.
It looks actually crème brûlée. Maybe it's crème brûlée.
Good.
Well, it's combined.
Just get it out now.
Maybe this half is crème brûlée. So it's combined dinner and... Oh, I anyway took the wrong fork. I hide my salad fork here.
Should we finish and go back to the warm room?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm freezing.